Want to meet 5 amazing words and remember them for a lifetime? Well, you have reached the best destination on the internet to do so. This is Amit Kumar Mehta, and today I'll be discussing 5 difficult words in an extremely simple way so that you can master them for a lifetime easily. And the 5 words, before we start, let me tell you words number 3, 4 and 5 are my favorites for the day. Let us quickly start with the words that we're going to discuss today. These are 5 amazing words that you must absolutely start using today so that you can sound sophisticated and score more. Starting with the first word is tractable. Tractable means something that is controllable, something that is manageable. You can track something is tractable. Hindi would be vinayshil, vineet. Antonym is something which is defiant, something which does not obey the rules. Tractable is something that is controllable, manageable, and defiant is somebody which does not follow the rule. Pronunciation is tractable. So what is the Word-A-Holic-Z way? What is the brain friendly way? Look at the tracking part of a particular watch. You can track something. There is an ability to track something that is tractable. You can manage it. If you can track it, you can manage it. That is the way you remember it. Look at the visual. Now, what are the various usages? More tractable than others. Some of the devices are more tractable, are more manageable than others. More tractable solution, something which is more manageable. Sentence 1. Society emphasizes on pushing the children who must be trained in obedience so that they become tractable citizens. Tractable citizens are manageable citizens, controllable citizens. They are not the rowdy students. Sentence 1. Plastic waste problem will be discussed at the G20 as it is doubling every decade. Plastic waste is doubling every decade, and there should be some kind of discussion which should be happening. Experts say it is tractable, it is manageable. Plastic waste is manageable, but it is still doubling. We must need to control it. That is what they're saying in the sentence number 2. Now we're moving on to the next word for the day. The next word is traduce. Traduce is basically to speak ill about others, to defame somebody, to dishonor and to gossip about something. Hindi would be ninda ya badnaam karna. Antonym is compliment or praise something. Traducing is basically you traduce or you reduce the fame of that particular person. Now, what is a mnemonic? Look at the visual. 2 people are talking behind somebody's back and trying to reduce. Basically, look at the word visual on the left hand side. It's composed of 2 different words. Traduce is to basically reduce the fame of somebody, reduce the honor of somebody by talking. You're talking ill about somebody and you're reducing his honor or fame, and that is how you traduce his image. What are the various usages? Traduce the reputation, traducing his achievements. Sentence 1. His decision to marry his attending servant resulted in traducing the royal name of his family. Traducing the royal name. There was a name and that got reduced. It got reduced to something else. Reduction, which means decreasing or declining of fame or honor. Sentence 2. The press and opposition have not ceased to traduce my image. The press and opposition have reduced my image, have traduced my image, cooking up stories that do not exist. Most of the stars are blaming the media that they are cooking up stories that do not exist. Sentence 3 and 4 you can do on your own by pausing the video. Now, before we move on, let me tell you the link to all these 1200 words is available. This easy method of discussing words is available in the YouTube description. Just go to the YouTube description and download all these words for free. Moving on to the next word for the day, which I told you is my favorite, trample. Trample is basically walk over something, you crush, flatten, compress. You reduce it to something, compress it to something, you flatten the entire thing, you turn that into a mash. Hindi would be rondna या कुचलना. अभी आपको क्लियर हो रहा होगा, rondna या कुचलना is trampling something. You have totally crushed it. Antonym is serious and genuine. Pronunciation is trample. Now, what is the Word-A-Holic-Z way? What is the brain-friendly way to remember this word permanently? Look at the visual that we have provided. There is a tram. Trams run in Calcutta and many old cities. Trams used to run in the cities. When a car comes under a tram, it automatically tramples. Imagine a tram which walks over people. If the machine is walking over people, what will happen? It will automatically reduce them to nothing. It will flatten the people out. It will kill the people. It will crush. It will walk over. So that is the way in which you can remember this particular word, trampling, a tram walking on people. what are the various usages? Elephants trample property. Elephants have trampled the property and they have destroyed the crops and property. Sentence 2, trample the demographic rights. Sentence 1, the elephant went on a wild rampage, trampling 4 people to death. The elephant went on a wild rampage and trampled 4 people to death, including a 12-year-old girl as she slept in her home. Sentence 2, the regulators through a maze of compliances ensure that in their race to the top companies they do not trample the interests of others. You have to ensure, the companies have to ensure that they do not trample, do not crush the interest of the others which are involved in the particular company. Sentence 3 and 4 once again you can do by pausing the video. We'll be moving on to the next word for the day, which I told you is again my favorite for the day, and it can become your favorite also. Just keep on watching and understanding how we are going to deal with this particular word. Tranquilize, it means to sedate something, to calm down somebody, to soothe, to pacify, to mollify. हिंदी would be दिलासा देना, तसल्ली देना, किसी को ठंडा करना. दिलासा देना, तसल्ली करना, किसी को ठंडा करना, जो गर्म हो गया तो उसे ठंडा करना. Antonym is agitate or disturb. Now what is the pronunciation? Pronunciation is tranquilize. Now how do we remember this particular word? What is the brain friendly way? What is the Word-A-Holic-Z way of remembering this particular word? Tranquilize basically means, look at the visual that we have provided. Imagine in the trains, in the AC compartments, you get a quilt. You get a quilt so that you do not feel the chill of the AC. Now in the trains you get a quilt, and because of the and most of the AC chambers you will find in the trains are generally very silent. They are very calm, they are very peaceful, they are very soothing. There is not much noise. Compare the AC compartments of a train with the normal compartments, with the general compartment, which is crowded. Anybody can come, anybody can go, but in the AC there is tranquilizing effect. They have provided you quilt and you can easily sleep down without any problems. So that is tranquilizing, something which can easily let you sleep. In trains, the trains have a tranquilizing atmosphere. The AC part of the train have a tranquilizing atmosphere. What are the various usages? Tranquilize the elephant. The elephant was unruly. Elephant was running here and there, hither thither, and he was given a medicine so that it could tranquilize the elephant. Fail to tranquilize. Many of the times you will fail to tranquilize children. Students in the class will fail to tranquilize. Sentence 1, elephant tranquilizer, 10,000 times stronger than morphine, is being used for causing overdoses in the state across the country. Now the elephant tranquilizer, to tranquilize the elephant there is a medicine being used, and that is called a tranquilizer, because it brings the tension down, it brings or pacifies this elephant. Sentence 2, Baba Ram Rahim Singh Insan has said that MSG will tranquilize the heated debate and disordered political scenario through his film. It will tranquilize. The mob in India is fighting the RSS versus the Hindutva debate and all those things. It will tranquilize. This particular movie will soothe or pacify or calm down the entire negativity that is spread around religion. That is what Baba Ram Rahim is saying about his film MSG in sentence number 2. Sentence 3 and 4 once again you can do on your own by pausing the video. We'll be moving on to the next word and the last word, and my favoriteest word of the day. I keep on quoting this particular word because it's the easy way in which you can remember it. Once you understand how we recall this word, you will remember this for a lifetime, not just today, let me assure you, for 100 years, this particular word at least. Transgression basically means an offense, a crime, a sin, a wrongdoing, a law breaking. You're trying to break a law, you're committing an offense, you're committing a crime. That is transgression. हिंदी would be उल्लंघन करना. आप उल्लंघन कर रहे हो, जो रूल है उसको नहीं मान रहे हो, आप उल्लंघन कर रहे हो. Antonym is obedience. Transgression, opposite is obedience. Pronunciation is transgression. Now what is the brain friendly way? What is the Word-A-Holic-Z way to remember this particular word? Now remember, look at the visual that we have provided. Now trains are supposed to run on a track, right? The trains are supposed to run on the tracks that have been provided. If the trains run on the grass, trains running on the grass is not allowed. Trains have to run on the tracks. But if the trains are running on the grass, वो उल्लंघन कर रहे हैं, जो रूल है उसको ब्रेक कर रहे हैं. They are committing an offense. They are committing a crime. Trains running on grass is an offense. Trains running on tracks is okay. Trains running on the grass is an offense, and that is how you remember this particular word. Now, what are the various usages? Occasional transgression. Sometimes you can break the law here and there. Sometimes you do not wear the helmet and the police is also okay with it, but not always. Religious transgression. There is some kind of an offense that you do in religion is religious transgression. Sentence 1. Society has finally woken up to Dhongi Babas. Such fake godmen have committed transgression and should pay up. A lot of Dhongi Babas have committed transgression and therefore they should pay up. They should undo whatever they have done. Sentence 2. Mangaluru. Coast Guard arrested 29 Sri Lankan fishermen arrested for transgression. Catching banned fish into Indian waters illegally. They have caught the fishermen who were transgressing the law. The law said you cannot catch banned fish, and they were catching the banned fish, the fish that was banned, which is in kind of danger of extinction. They were catching those kind of fish, and that is a transgression of the law, and that is why they were being caught by the Coast Guard police. Sentence 3 and 4 once again you can do on your own. And that with that particular word we have reached the presentation for the for today. I hope you are sounding sophisticated and scoring more. And if you have any friend, if you have any relative, if you have any colleague, any acquaintance whom you would like to improve in English, please do like, subscribe and comment with your comments, and also to share these words, because these words will make your English sound sophisticated and it will help you score more in competition exams. Also, if you have not visited our playlist section, just go to our playlist section. The playlist section in today's date contains more than 300 words, 350 words discussed in a very easy way, so that these words can become your friends and you can start using them in your normal conversations, and you can start sounding sophisticated and start scoring more. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure interacting with you.